Alright guys, how we doing? I got a short trip to work. Finally a day nice enough outside that no problem riding to work, and it's not going to be too cold tonight, so I'm not having to bring extra clothes for later and all of that fun stuff. I wanted to make a quick video about the biggest topic ever when it comes to motorcycles. What should be your first motorcycle? Today I'm on the Honda CBR 600RR. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I also have a Yamaha FZ07. The Honda I bought is just kind of my project bike, so gonna get to do a lot of work to this and should be fun. But after driving the two, there are two very big differences, and if you don't know what the Yamaha FZ07 is, it's Yamaha's naked bike. It's a 689cc parallel twin, versus this is the inline 4 Super Sport 600cc. Now, a lot of people I talked to, when I told them, I guess he's going to let me go. A lot of people, when I told them I was originally going to get the Yamaha as my first bike, everyone said, oh, this is a great starter bike and all that kind of stuff, which, in my other video, I talked about how it is a great bike. It's really easy to learn on, really easy to, maneuver and all that kind of stuff. Only problem with it was it has a lot of low-end torque. It has a lot of low-end power. So, I mean, we're talking, it has 50 foot-pounds of torque throughout the entire rev range of it. I'm not exactly sure how much torque this has, but the difference between the two is that one low end 3,000 RPM, 4,000 RPM. If you hit the gas, it's gonna get you moving. This one low RPM, it's still gonna get you moving, but it doesn't have that low end power that the Yamaha does. The Yamaha second, third gear, if you're low end and you twist the throttle back too much, there's a chance you're going to bring that front wheel off the ground. And for a new rider, that is extremely dangerous. Now, this obviously is the Super Sport. I mean, you don't get much faster than this without going to a leader bike. That 600 liter bike, or 600 versus leader bike discussion. I haven't ridden a leader bike. I don't know the differences yet, so I'm not even going to bother getting into that, whether it's worth having a leader bike or not. But so yeah, back to beginner bikes. This is a lot more, it takes a little bit more getting used to, because you do lay down, or not lay down, but you sit down lower on it. You're kind of stretched across the bike, as for the Yamaha, you have a much more upright seating position. Making that one, once again, still a little bit easier to actually, just kind of ride and get used to. I would say, I mean, I've now been riding for a month and a half, so it's not like I'm this hugely, just make your way on over. It's not like I'm in any way this hugely experienced motorcyclist or anything like that. I've only been doing it for about a month and a half, 2 months, however long now, if that. But yeah, I think both bikes are bikes that you could get as a starter. The main thing is you have to be careful. First thing you have to learn on a bike, the first thing I learned, I already knew how to drive a manual, but the first thing I had to learn was throttle control. Both of these bikes, both of them have tremendous amount of power. I know 70 horsepower and then 100 or so horsepower on this. Doesn't seem like a lot. These things don't weigh anything, so you have to remember that. I don't know if these people are going to look at me like I'm crazy as I'm just riding around talking to myself. Oh well. So anyway, I get self-conscious about sitting there talking to myself when I'm around people with all the windows and everything open. I don't know why. I shouldn't actually give a shit. I really don't, technically, but oh well. Yeah, I think both bikes are potential, especially if you have, you know, I went into this never riding a motorcycle before. Started off with the FZ07. 3 weeks later, I bought this CBR 600, and I mean, I watched tons of videos, tried to learn as much as I could about it before I even thought about buying it. I mean, it was 2 or 3 months of me watching videos, learning everything I could, especially check out this video called Twist of the Wrist 2. I haven't actually watched the first one, but the second one I watched, and that was one that kind of really helped me learn a lot about how you control the bikes and cornering, turning, all that kind of stuff. That was a great video to watch. Ooh, we're gonna have a little fun real quick. One thing, hopefully you guys can still hear me about, we're gonna kind of switch topics for a second, just because I randomly thought about it. I ride with a Shoei Hornet dual sport helmet. It has the little visor up top. On the highway, obviously it's windy. I want to know if you guys, any of you riders out there, if you've gotten a chance to ride with both styles of helmet, the dual sport helmet plus just a regular, you know, sport helmet, is there a difference between how windy it gets on the highway? Because I feel like the visor up top tends to, doesn't like snap my head back or anything like that, but I definitely get some wind that pulls me back a little bit. So I want to know, before I go out and spend another, I don't even, $400 or however much I'd spend, I want to know if it really makes that much of a difference, because I love this helmet. But at the same time, I'm in Atlanta, as you can see, just to go to work. I don't have to get on the highway. It's just a lot easier to get on the highway, and a lot faster. But I don't know if there's any difference between dual sport helmet and a regular sport helmet, if it makes that much of a difference, or if it's like a massively noticeable difference. And if I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the highway, I should probably just go ahead and get a regular sport helmet and then just keep this one for when I'm, you know, just doing random riding on normal streets. So any of you other riders out there, if you could help me out with that, that would be wonderful, and I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Let me know what you guys think about, you know, what type of bike you were thinking about starting on. If you have any other questions between the two. I honestly, if you're going to learn to ride, I think you could do either style of bike. My one advice is spend a lot of time practicing throttle control. Because even if you get a bike that everyone says is an awesome starter bike and all that kind of stuff, get yourself in a lot of trouble if you think you can just go out there and cram down the throttle and have some fun. Might not, 70 horsepower might not sound like a lot, but I promise you, it's fast. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to do a little bit of riding before I go into work. Get to enjoy a little bit of this weather before I'm at work until 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning or so. And You guys have a wonderful day. Take it easy.